Hey friends, and welcome back to Deep Dive. Have you ever considered that the most powerful things we say are the ones we never actually speak aloud? Today, we're taking a journey into the mysterious and fascinating world of nonverbal communication. That's the silent language we use every single day, every single moment, to talk to each other without uttering a single word. From a fleeting glance to the way we hold our posture, these aren't just simple movements. They're an entire language. A language that determines how others see us, how they trust us, and ultimately, the judgments they form about who we are. We've dug through tons of research from psychology, business, and communication studies to give you a shortcut to understanding these silent messages we're constantly sending and receiving. You might be surprised by just how much information is conveyed entirely without words. So, let's start at the beginning. When we say nonverbal communication, what exactly are we talking about? Imagine you have a massive toolbox filled with all sorts of different instruments. Facial expressions, body movements, posture, eye contact, hand gestures, and even subtle things like the tone and volume of your voice. We use these tools to emphasize our words or sometimes even to completely change their meaning. Learning to read these signals and use them effectively can completely transform our communication skills. So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it, and what your body is doing while you're talking. Communication experts will tell you that these unspoken signals determine how much people like us, respect us, and most importantly, whether they trust us or not. It's a fast-paced, two-way street that demands your full attention. If you're distracted or already thinking about your next sentence, you're almost guaranteed to miss all of these subtle details. Alright, let's start with the most expressive part of our face, our eyes. Eyes are incredibly revealing. A direct, steady gaze usually signals interest and attention. Simple enough, right? But there's a sweet spot. Too little eye contact can come off as disinterest, or even evasiveness. On the other hand, too much eye contact, especially in a job interview or a first meeting, can feel aggressive and intimidating, and might even make the other person distrust you. So the key isn't just to make eye contact, but to read the room and adjust. It's also fascinating to know that while direct eye contact is seen as a positive in most Western cultures, in some other cultures, a sustained stare can be a sign of disrespect or a challenge. And now for the rest of the face. Our face is basically a billboard for our emotions. Think about a simple smile. It can be genuinely warm and inviting, or it can hide false happiness, biting sarcasm, or even disgust. Researchers have found some interesting clues. For example, pursed lips can signal distaste or distrust. Biting your lip often indicates worry and stress. Even a tiny, subtle shift in the corners of your mouth can give away happiness or sadness. And this brings us to an incredible concept: micro-expressions. These are facial expressions that flash across our face for just a fraction of a second, and they're almost impossible to fake. They reveal our true, concealed feelings before our brain has a chance to mask them. It's like a tiny window into someone's subconscious. A psychologist named Paul Ekman identified 7 universal ones: happiness, sadness, surprise, fear, disgust, anger, and contempt. Universal means they are the same across all cultures. Now, spotting these in the moment takes practice, but looking for a recurring pattern is easier. For instance, if someone says they're happy but you catch a quick, contemptuous curl of their lip, that's a major clue. But always remember, context is everything. Stress alone can trigger similar signals, so a single cue is never proof of a lie. Moving on from the face, our entire body is talking. Open body language like relaxed, uncrossed arms makes you seem more approachable. Conversely, some postures can be intimidating. Standing with your arms crossed, for example, often signals defensiveness, or that you're closed off. Clasping your hands behind your back could mean boredom, anxiety, or even anger. Tapping your fingers on a table usually shows impatience. Gestures have their own world too. You see, a clenched fist can show anger or solidarity. And oh, take the OK sign we make with our thumb and index finger. In many places it means all good, but in some countries it's a deeply offensive and vulgar gesture. These cultural differences show just how careful we need to be. A friendly gesture here could be a major insult somewhere else. And now we arrive at the music of our words' vocal tone. Sometimes you say something is more important than the words themselves. Your tone of voice, which includes volume, pitch, and inflection, can completely transform a message. It can give your words power and influence, or it can make even the most brilliant ideas fall flat. The pitch of your voice matters too. Research shows that a lower-pitched voice is unconsciously associated with more power and social dominance. Even silence can speak volumes. We're often afraid of silence and rush to fill it. But there's a powerful technique called the 3-second rule. The idea is this: before you respond, just pause for 3 seconds. Take a deep breath and quickly assess the situation. This short pause gives the logical part of your brain time to kick in. So, instead of an impulsive, emotional reaction you might later regret, you deliver a thoughtful, strategic response. All of these signals come together to create what we call a first impression. Research shows that we form a judgment about someone in as little as 2 to 6 seconds, just from watching a silent video clip of them. And that initial judgment is incredibly sticky. It colors all our future judgments about that person's honesty and competence. It's as if we're hardwired to trust people by default unless proven otherwise. Of course, some people are like masters at manipulating these signals. Narcissists, for example, can come off as incredibly charming and confident at first. But that effect usually wears off pretty quickly, as people start to notice the inconsistencies between their words and their actions. This is where the importance of trust truly reveals itself. Trust is the foundation of all healthy, supportive relationships. And our nonverbal cues play a huge role in signaling to others whether being vulnerable with us is safe or risky. So the next time you see a strange behavior or an odd nonverbal signal from someone, instead of ignoring it or jumping to conclusions, ask yourself a deep question: what kind of person does that? Or, why would someone do that right now, in this situation? These questions invite you into a state of thoughtful observation instead of instant judgment, and honestly, they can give you profound insights into people's motivations and trustworthiness. This world of body language is truly complex and amazing. We can't control how other people behave, but we can control how we perceive them and how we choose to interact with them. That is where our true power lies. So the next time you're in a meeting or talking with a friend or even just people watching, pay a little more attention to the silent conversation that's always happening all around us. If we all paid just a bit more attention to this powerful language, imagine how much richer and deeper our interactions could be. Thanks for sticking with us through this deep dive. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Our previous videos are also full of strange and curious stories you might have never heard before. Until the next video, take care of yourselves.